So today we're going to talk about weight loss, right? Weight loss made easy. And right from the start, what I want to tell you is we're not going to, I don't want to get into this idea that we necessarily must lose weight, right? It's this life is only for these ladies, because you can be pretty skinny and be very unhealthy. And sometimes when you notice other ladies and you think, oh, they're skinny, they look good, you don't know what's going on with their body. And sometimes a little bit of weight actually is a protection for your body, and it's a lot easier for your body to compensate, to manage something that it's in your body and that it's not serving it right. So it's like kind of like a closet for your body where it puts things that don't serve your body. So a lot of times skinny people, right, have all kind of problems, from insulin resistance, the same, to adrenal fatigue, to lots of acne, to like cysts, you name it, right? So skinny doesn't mean healthy. And today we're going to talk about weight from the point of view of being healthy. When you feel that you have excess weight, when you feel it's not healthy for your body. For example, me right now, I think I am 40 pounds lighter than I used to be before my children, right? And now after 2 kids, being not sleeping, not dieting ever, and eating whatever I want, whatever serving my body. I think I'm in my best body ever. And for somebody, I might be a little bit skinny. They say, oh, I don't know, maybe you need to gain some weight. But for me, it's healthy. For my body to be healthy, to be itself, I need to be in this weight. That's how I feel. That's what it is. That you need to decide for yourself what is healthy for you. You might be even 50 pounds bigger than me, right? But it's going to be your ideal weight. It's going to be your ideal body, because that's when you're healthy, okay? So that's about it. So if you feel like there is some weight that you don't like, and looks are very important too, right? You need to decide. Don't look at anybody else. Come out of this victimhood, what the industry dictates, what Instagram tells you. You need to decide what kind of look is pretty important for you. So when it comes to weight, when I just talked to one of the lady, and she said, well, I went to the doctor, we did all the testing, all the tests are normal, and they told me you just need to lose weight, and I can't. And that's absolutely the truth. Some people just can't. And when doctors tell you, hey, all the tests are normal, nothing is wrong with you, do not believe them. When they tell you you just need to lose weight and you're just lazy and just, you're just not doing it right, do not believe them. If you feel like it's something that you're doing, putting a lot of effort into losing weight, and it's not, you don't feel at home in your body, something is there. So do not believe them more than you believe in yourself and in your own body. So I'm going to share with you 6 types of weight loss problems, right? And if the doctors didn't find, can somebody on Facebook tell me if they can hear me, please? So if your doctors don't know how to help you, they just didn't look at your body good enough. They just didn't use the tests that are going to show what is going on there. They just didn't try good enough to help you, right? So, and you know that you can be your own advocate. You can always question doctors. You can always question their tests. You can always question what did they do? What did they try? And if it doesn't work, if they didn't help you, you just need to change the approach. You just need to change the practitioner, doctor, nutritionist, whatever. So let's dive a little bit deeper into 6 types of weight loss. And the first 3 going to be your regular types of weight loss problems a lot of doctors look at and they like suspect, and sometimes they do the testing for these 3 types of, total is going to be 6, but for these first 3, they usually do some testing. If they don't find anything, they tell you, you're all fine, everything good, nothing, you're just lazy. And you're like, no, I know I'm going to the gym all the time, I know I'm dieting all the time, but these 3 types of weight loss problem, that's what usually doctors pay attention to, do the testing for, and they don't find anything, and they say, you're lazy. Do not believe them, because I told you that from these 3 types, if we get a little bit of deeper, we find that these 3 types are just like level surface. And I'll teach you how to recognize in your body something that the doctors couldn't discover, something that if you tweak it a little bit, if you change it a little bit, you will see the results. I promise you that. I guarantee you, you will see the results. I promise you 100% from the bottom of my heart, you can lose weight. I don't have an option to change some doctors due to insurance. That's why you stick with me. That's why you listen to this. That's why you listen to this webinar. That's why you go to my Instagram, you click on the first link in my bio and get to my new Facebook group where we're going to do 30 days. I'm going to do a lot of videos, a lot of sharing, a lot of tests you can do yourself, a lot of things you can ask your doctor. I'm going to share all my tips and tricks with you about weight loss. And right now we're going to talk about 6 types. You need to find out which one is yours. You need to recognize it. You need to become your own doctor. You can do that. I promise you that. And you can talk to me. You can, if you can save some money for some right type of testing, if you can save some money to do some type of like get into my Facebook groups, maybe working with me, do that, because we don't hesitate to spend money. You're welcome, of course, to on our hair, on our nails, spend money to go to a restaurant, but some type of right testing that can show you where you can spend minimal time, have minimal resistance, and you can help your body with this testing, with some type of protocol, something to tweak. We hesitate, like, oh my God, to spend $200 on your hair, no brainer, but to spend $200 on the test, no, I cannot. Come on, people, right? So let's think about it. Seriously. And self-care, love to yourself, is not just your nails and your hair, which I love. I'm a Russian lady. Don't get me wrong, I love that. And I used to choose that over my health. Now I choose to, I choose the massage, I choose some type of, go to sauna, maybe the right type of food. And the dieting, about the diets, it is so irrelevant. Your body doesn't care what you eat. It really doesn't. Your body is so resilient. If you have everything that I'm going to talk about, the 6 types of weight loss, if you tweak it, if you find if you help your body a little bit to get into its natural state, homeostasis, right? When your body is building, when your body rejuvenating, when your body healing itself, it doesn't freaking matter if you do keto, paleo, whatever. You can be super highly intuitive and eat what the heck your body is telling you to eat. But you can only get to this when you start understanding your body, and if you help it to a little bit to get rid of the junk, some of the junk. And it's different for 6 types of weight loss, right? But it really doesn't matter. I can eat 6 times a day, then I can eat 3 times a day. It doesn't matter. Please, whoever created those rules, they just want to sell you something. They want to sell you supplements, they want to sell you next fancy cookbook and dieting plan, something fancy, something we don't have time for. Like, think about it. Do you have time to, I'm a nutritionist, and I don't really like cooking, I'll be honest with you. And I don't have time with 2 kids, with business, with everything that's going on around my life right now. I don't have time to cook. And that's fine, and I'm absolutely fine with that, You can delegate, I do delegate, right? But the thing is, it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to stick to a diet. You can eat whatever. I promise you that. And a lot of times, this deprivation, these diets, they make things worse. Yes, I will teach you how, depending on what type of weight loss problem you have, how to tweak a little bit what you eat. But you don't have to spend your time in the freaking kitchen. I promise you that. Okay, the very first type, let's talk about the typing, right? Do you agree? It's time? Okay. The very first one is, of course, everybody talking about, this is the thyroid, right? Thyroid, our favorite thyroid. Of course, when thyroid is slowing down, our metabolism in our body is slowing down. And you probably went to a doctor, and a lot of times they do your thyroid testing and they tell you your thyroid is fine. So, or they tell you, yes, your thyroid is suffering, and as soon as we give you medication, you're gonna get better. You get the medication, maybe it helps for a little while, and then again you're having the same issues, you're having the same problems. So for those ladies who do find on their test result, they do find the thyroid issue, right? Thyroid issue never comes first, ever. Within 15 minutes, all the blood goes through your thyroid. So basically, when thyroid goes down, it's when there is a mess going on in your digestion. Only that. And when you have estrogen dominance. And we'll talk about estrogen dominance because this is the third type of weight loss problem. But thyroid never comes first. So what do you need to do is basically, if they found the thyroid problem, yes, they say my thyroid is fine, but it has nodules and cysts on it. No joke. Because how do they check thyroid? They do THS, TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, which is not even thyroid hormone. This is your brain hormone. This is your brain signaling to your thyroid, hey, it's time to produce some thyroid hormones. But the thing is, in 90% of the cases, thyroid has nothing to do with anything. The girl is absolutely fine, or maybe not fine. And if it has nodules and cysts on it, definitely problem with estrogen. And you might even do your estrogen, right, test, and they tell you your estrogens are normal, everything's fine. Do not believe them, because you can be estrogen dominant. It's when your estrogen, even if it's fairly normal or when it's low, it's still recirculating in your body and it's becoming very toxic. And this happens because your liver is not helping you to get rid of it. And even if you poop normally, it's still kind of like subclinical constipation. Everything moves very slow in your intestines, very slow. And all the estrogens getting reabsorbed. And when estrogens, these toxic estrogens present in your body, they influence your DNA, they influence your cell, everything start growing. Sometimes ladies find the cysts on their ovaries, sometimes on their thyroid, sometimes like nodules, cysts, all of these. This is estrogen problem. We're testing my hormones because my cycle is messing up. Always. So thyroid problem, and when you and your doctor or your practitioner are trying to help you with your weight problem, we found, okay, your weight problem is a thyroid problem. You cannot stop on yes, I had months of constipation. Yes, that's estrogen is definitely, problem is definitely there. But the thing is, okay, and probably SIBO, if constipation or adrenals not working. But the thing is, my dog is barking. The thing is, what I was talking about, okay, you don't stop on the thyroid. You definitely do some hormone testing for estrogen. I wouldn't do the blood. And I tell you when we talk about estrogen type, I'll tell you what do we do about that type of weight loss problem. But you go deeper, right? That's what I want you to remember right now. And none of the thyroid problems ever come without either H. pylori be present, and we'll talk about this later too. This is a bug that get inside of your body, or maybe blasto, or maybe something in your body, in your gut, that doctors didn't find yet, even if they did the gut test. Okay, they just didn't find it, and it's something sitting there, and it's something giving you leaky gut, making your immune system react, and all of this. Remember, if something getting in our blood, if your liver and gut doesn't work, it's getting to your thyroid. That toxic blood gets your thyroid. Okay, so that's important to remember. And of course, also the minerals, because thyroid, it can be like things like with my clients, sometimes they have severe iodine deficiency. As soon as we do the iodine protocol, the thyroid gets better. And please do not go in there and start taking iodine, because it makes things worse. There is a protocol how you increase iodine in your body, and it has cofactors, other vitamins and minerals, because our body, if it's lacking of certain vitamins and minerals, it start taking heavy metals instead of it. It start compensating, and that's another issue where you start gaining weight. But it's so simple. Actually, it's just in these 6 steps I tell you everything that can be wrong with your body and why you're gaining weight, and you're like, gosh, I'm trying so hard. Please, somebody help me. I tell you how you can really help yourself, or you can talk to me how I can help you. Or you talk to a doctor, you can show them the video. Seriously. So from thyroid, another very popular theory about what's going on with our body, that's that insulin, right? Insulin resistance. They tell you you're eating too much sugar, too much cookies, and too much this and that. But the thing is, some people can ask yourself, why some people can eat a lot of sugar and they kind of be fine and skinny, and some people just eat a little bit and they gain weight. It's not about even the insulin. It's not even about the freaking cookies and sugar and all of that stuff. You can eat that. Of course, I'm not telling you that you need to sit down on the sofa and start eating cookies all day long. That's what if you find my video about Lamborghini feeling or archetype of a woman, I tell you, like, this is, if you really want to eat cookies, if you really I cannot stop this craving, 2 weeks, go in there and just start eating these cookies, cake, whatever. Let yourself do that. In 2 weeks, your body starts telling you, you know what? I didn't even want it that much. Literally try it. Like if you want croissant and you're telling yourself no all the time, go in there for 2 weeks, eat croissants, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're going to be so sick of them, and you'll understand this is not really what I want. But with the insulin, it's not really that you're so lazy or so don't have any willpower, that you're so miserable that it's just you're doomed, right? A lot of times when you do have this problem with insulin, all you need in your body again is just see what's going on in your digestive system, because most likely, again, you're lacking minerals like manganese, chromium, and it's so simple. Your body is craving something when it's lacking something. When you're craving sweets, it's not telling you that, you don't have a willpower, or you are stupid and you don't know how to control yourself. It's just your body's telling you, babe, your weight loss type is really adrenal weight loss type, because when we have problems with cortisol, remember, when we're stressed, we want those cookies. And insulin resistance, it's all about minerals, and it's all about the war going on in your digestive system. It's so simple, guys. It's so simple to fix it. And with insulin, another thing is, you can be insulin resistant. You can have insulin problems. It's when you sell, and it's not, the problem is not that it's too much sugar in your blood. The problem is there is not enough sugar. There is no glucose inside of the cell. And how we can make energy for body? We take glucose, sugar. We take oxygen. Nobody breathed lately, because that's why one of the things that I teach when I work with my clients is how to breathe. It can solve so many problems. It's unbelievable. But we combine glucose and oxygen, boom, we have ATP, we have energy, your body, what it needs to live, it needs to be plugged to the energy source. So your body, when you're craving those sweets, your body basically wants that insulin, that glucose inside of the cell. And even if you remove all of the blood sugar, all of the sugar out of your blood, it doesn't mean, and now we're finding more and more, it doesn't mean that you're going to become super sensitive to insulin. And let's be honest, we are modern people. Yes, we do have cookies. Yes, we do have stuff. And living without sugar I mean, I understand sometimes, but it's, I mean, come on. Like, it gets, some diets get so strict right now. No honey, no sugar. They create some type of toxic sugar, alcohol, like sugar substitutes and all that stuff. I mean, come on. Are you living life, or are you just miserable on these diets? Come on. And it doesn't mean, and the insulin might improve at first, but it's not, it's not the solution. It's not long-term solution. With my clients, we always, what I want from them while we're healing their body, I want them still live life. Seriously, you have to live life, right? So insulin, and of course at first it helps to remove like big sources of sugar, but the thing is, when you heal your mineral status, when you heal those, like when you add those minerals to your body, and when you remove the war out of your digestive system, you're not going to have these cravings. I promise you that. Because the thing is, if you limit your sugar, like you remove the sugar completely out of your diet, I mean like good sources like fruit, carbohydrate, and you're going to have that war still in your digestive system. And a lot of time I see people removing all of the fruit and they start just eating a lot of greens, but their digestive system nowadays, modern man doesn't have a healthy digestive system. We basically don't absorb anything from our food. I see the clients who don't digest any proteins, fats, and carbs. I'm like, of course your body gonna be packing weight because you're basically malnourished on inside. So these, especially extremely like fat big people, they're actually starving on inside. Glucose not getting to the cells, they're not getting any vitamins and minerals because of that war inside of their gut. And they put them on like chicken and salad diets for days and days, or tell them eating kale. That kale, it's like when the gut is inflamed, it's like a splinter. You have a splinter and you start rubbing it. So all of these raw foods start irritating your digestion even more, and it's getting more inflamed, and you get less vitamins and minerals from your food. This is not the freaking solution, okay? We need to heal that gut first. And when they tell you everything, they do the gut test and they tell you everything is okay, do not believe them. So that insulin, when you have this war inside of your body, something doesn't belong in there. Your body is always going to have cortisol up. And with the cortisol comes insulin. They're like best friends, always. And as long as you have this insulin and cortisol in your body, you can't lose weight, period. And the thing in here, also, if you remove all of these glucose out, all of the carbs out of your diet, your body starts going after your muscles. It's going to find insulin, glucose. It's going to chew up, your body's going to chew up your muscles to get that glucose because you removed it. So when you have insulin resistance, completely go on a chicken and green diets, it's just a suicide, okay? You're gonna lose muscle. When you lose muscle, you have more insulin resistance. You have more problems in your body, okay? And in this case, actually gaining more muscle, and even before that, supporting your adrenals with the right carbs, eating that fruit is going to be better for you. Going to be better for you. Do not listen, people. The diets, they are. It's not what needs to be. What you need to do to lose weight. Okay. So we don't want your body to go in there and start chewing your muscle in attempt to get some glucose for your body. I hope save these to your stories. I had to let my son. Yes, I'll save it. No one. Also, go to my Facebook group. The first link in my bio. If you go to my Facebook group, I'm gonna have so many good videos, like with the practical stuff, what you can do to lose that weight. I explain deeper all of these 6 types of weight loss. Okay, we talked about thyroid, insulin. Another one, where thyroid coming from, thyroid, right? I told you a little bit that thyroid almost always comes from estrogen dominance, even if your test showing that estrogen is fine. So with estrogen, I highly recommend to check your hormones. I highly recommend do the saliva testing or dry urine testing. Dutch test is my favorite, because if you do the blood test for your hormones, it's like, imagine a movie, you're watching a movie. Imagine taking a picture of that movie. That's what the blood test for hormones are. Because you don't just need to see what's going on with your hormones in your blood. You need to see, are your cells taking the hormones? Because a lot of times the thyroid problem or estrogen problem, it's the receptors. Okay, thyroid receptors and estrogen receptors on your cell. So how to explain it? Okay, imagine your cell can only at the time take inside either estrogen or thyroid hormone. And when you have a lot of this toxic estrogen, remember how I talked about, it's like a key for a door. 2 keys, 1 door, 1 cell, 2 different hormones. So if you have excess of estrogen circulating in your body, even if your estrogen hormone on the blood PS test is normal, it's like this key of estrogen key already inside of your cells, so thyroid hormone cannot get in. And your thyroid can be normal, looking normal, totally normal, but your body going to starve for thyroid hormone, and the metabolism slow down. That's why a lot of times all the ladies with normal thyroid test have all of the have all of the signs and symptoms of thyroid problems, like constipation, like slow metabolism, weight gain, hair loss, nails, brittle hair, nails, and fatigue. I forgot where I put my keys, all of that stuff, because estrogen is already in the cell, and it's so busy, the cell is so busy dealing with it, it doesn't have any open door for your thyroid hormone. And estrogen, like I said, it can be totally normal in the blood test. What we need to do is, when you do the Dutch test, you see metabolites of your hormones, how they go through your liver, how they go through your kidneys, how they go through your body, where do they end up, do you reabsorb them, do you clear them out of your body or not? Come on, just one test is going to show you all of these. Remember I told you, you deserve it, you totally deserve it. And with estrogen, of course, this toxic estrogen, when it grows, it's like everything grows in your body. Cysts, nodules, they grow in your abdominal cavity. They prevent your digestive system working normally. That's what all of these polyps, nodules, and all of this nonsense coming from. Estrogen dominance, it's so polluting, it's so damaging to your DNA, it's not a joke. And you can have normal progesterone and have, sorry, my son is teething, not sleeping, so tough night. So estrogen is a big no-no, especially when it comes to your health, especially when it comes to your detoxing, especially when it comes to you looking young and fresh and have energy. This toxic estrogen can really damage your body, your DNA, your cell, your energy, and all of that stuff. Okay, I have all of the thyroid issues. Yes, so we need to know with you, my dear, if you have all of the thyroid issues, definitely need to do the GI map. Definitely, and remember, if they didn't find it on the test, it doesn't mean it's not there. Okay, not all tests are not 100%, but they, like, when people come to me with thyroid, I never ever found when I do my type of testing, really functional medicine testing, really good tests with very good labs, when we find, I always find why why we have thyroid problems, always. Okay. Okay, so we talked about thyroid, estrogen, insulin. Another one is digestive. My favorite digestive. Sometimes, you believe it or not, doing like testing, like Food Zoomer or MRT lip testing, you find that some foods, and nobody knows where it's coming from, but usually when you have leaky gut, when our gut is supposed to be this tight junctions, right? And when there is a lot of inflammation in there, it starts getting looser and looser and looser, and so big molecules of digested food, all kind of crap gets spilled in your bloodstream, and of course it's poisoning your organs, your brain, fatigue coming from it, like anxiety issues, all of this stuff getting into your bloodstream, poisoning your thyroid. And the thing is, removing certain triggers can be so helpful. I do not believe that food sensitivities are forever. When you heal that gut lining, food sensitivities go away like this. I have like clients have their test looking like Christmas tree, all kind of food sensitivities, and then we do it when we do it after. No, I'm not Brazilian, I'm Russian. It's probably my hairstyle. So so when you remove all of these Brazilian, I like that. Ooh, that's sexy. Okay, so when you remove food trigger, it can be so healing. But then it's not just about food trigger. Like I said, if you, for example, have H. pylori, the guy that survives our what is that? Hydrochloric acid, and it lowers even more. So basically you don't digest your proteins. Imagine those proteins, your food, that nice piece of steak you ate going to your small intestine and sitting there undigested because you have H. pylori and low hydrochloric acid, and it sits in there rotting, and high temperatures, lots of iron in your body. Forget about people when they do the test and you tell you're anemic, you need more iron. You don't need more iron, you need copper. Iron, we have plenty of iron, especially if you're not vegetarian, vegan. Even if that, you have plenty of iron. The thing is, you don't have bioavailable copper. Your body doesn't accept iron, doesn't take iron if you don't have copper. And sometimes you have too much copper concentrated in your liver, but it's for another video. So that's why you need to know what's going on in your body. And it's simple. For me, it's simple. Maybe for you, it's a little bit complicated until you get into my Facebook group, right? Go into my Facebook group. First, link in my bio, in my Instagram, and you can find it in my Facebook. Like I share it under every post almost. My Facebook group. I teach you how to recognize this stuff in your body. Super simple. And we're actually going to talk about weight loss a lot this month. It's all about weight loss. Practical tips. You're gonna lose weight just from being in that Facebook group. I'm telling you. So, estrogen. What were we talking about? Oh, digestive, right? So, but then it's a breeding ground. Breeding ground, right? Breeding ground for a lot of bacteria sitting on that steak that is digested and yum yum yum. Eat it, get all of your vitamins and nutrients from it, and produce more toxic. I've never heard I need copper for iron absorption. Yes, I know, and you should. But oh my God, when I started doing my study, my research on it, I'm like, oh my God, this is like a lot of things the doctors tell us. All these iron pills, all of these iron infusions and stuff is such a bullshit, and they help sometimes, especially iron infusions, but you definitely need your copper. And when the body is lacking, the minerals go like this, go with each other. Whenever you're lacking one, you have hard time absorbing another one. And if you're lacking both of them, your body's gonna take heavy metals and use them instead of your minerals, and then brain fog and all of that, your body deteriorating, all of this stuff happening, just because. And it's not even because soils are depleted. It's not even because, it's just because of our lifestyle, what's going on inside of the body. We need to take one big broom and remove a lot of stuff. But the thing is with copper, that's another thing. Sometimes you don't lack copper, it's just all accumulated in your liver and becoming biounavailable too. So you have too much copper in one area in your liver and nowhere in your body. That's copper is helping us with the inflammation, infections, viruses. That's how your body getting really easily, you getting sick really easily, and that's how you're not absorbing iron. So what we need to do, and this is actually going to be the next type of weight loss problem, is your liver. So what we need to do is open up your liver. So this copper, and if you have a copper toxicity in your liver, iron infusions help at first, yes, but it's not a long-term solution. And so yeah, freeing your liver can free so much in your body. It's like, I think liver, like next two types, which is adrenal and liver, it's gonna be solution to them all of them. It's gonna solve your weight loss problem. So with the digestion, right? You just need to remove. You need to get rid of the bacteria that eating your food and giving you liposaccharides. This is the toxins that get spilled in your bloodstream. And what this bacteria does, it creates one layer after another to protect itself. That's called biofilm, and that's where candida, like bacteria, more of the fungus, candida, all of that stuff. And candida is just one of like 24 highly known species of mushrooms, fungus living in our body. It doesn't have to be candida. And they tell you like at the office, oh, you're fine. We didn't find parasites in candida. You're fine. No, you. Okay, so we need to remove the biofilm and get rid of these bacteria. Okay, pretty simple. And usually they check for the big like parasites and stuff in the doctor's office. But the bacteria like strep or staph, this is two types of bacteria I mostly see in people who have a lot of like weight issues, a lot of digestive issues, and it can go to your brain, like, you know, a lot of sore throats, right? When you were a child, ear infections, remember strep bacteria? And I used to have that big time, and I actually gave it to my daughter, which is not fun, so we're trying to fight it right now. Yeah, cysts in your stomach, estrogen, I would really, it's a lot of, all of the cysts, all of that stuff, it's definitely the estrogen and toxins that, do you have bloating? Do you have constipation and diarrhea? There might be bacteria, again, living in your small intestine, poisoning your body. And these bacteria, they produce a lot of toxins that poison your liver. That's how liver becomes so burdened trying to detox itself and your body from these poisons, from these toxins, that it starts accumulating liver and other heavy metals and all of that stuff. Because, you know, or if you drink lots of alcohol, for example, your liver is just, nowadays, it has to deal with so much stuff that it just takes the priorities. Like, okay, I'm gonna deal with one stuff right now, for example, like very toxic estrogen, and while it's doing that, other things accumulate. I had strep 3 times in 1 year a few years ago. Heck yeah, that's your answer, my dear. So you need to come to me and we need to remove that strep. And usually strep comes with fungus. And it doesn't have to be candida, like I said. And a lot of times it all starts from H. pylori. And before that, it all starts with a lot of stress that you experience. For example, you had a divorce, and here you go, you know, so much stress, through vagus nerve, your brain deactivates your digestion. Your hydrochloric goes down. Hydrochloric is your first defense mechanism from like parasites and stuff. Like centuries ago, a person would go eat something from the dirt, right? And they would get all the beneficial bacteria and vitamins and minerals. Now we eat dirt and we get parasites because we don't have, our hydrochloric acid is so low. Sometimes we need like 6 of those HCl pills to just like bring it to normal a little bit. And it's totally fixable, but that's what you need. You need acidity, you need a fire going on in your stomach. And a lot of times this burping and this belching and even acid reflux, when people think they have lots of acidity, they actually don't have acid in their stomach, good hydrochloric acid, so their stomach tries to compensate. And it's like spilling some stuff in the esophagus. So it's actually not too much. Divorce, single mom of 2 kids with social, emotional, and behavioral issues for 18 years. Yes, of course. And I know it's going to sound really, really harsh, and some of them might even turn me off right now, and some of you might even don't come back to me and unsubscribe from me. But the thing is, you can fix that, what's going on with the divorce and all of that stuff. And the thing is, we're creating it for ourselves. When we come to this world, we are a projection of what's going to happen around us. And sometimes, you won't believe it, but sometimes we get so much in our victimhood, and I'll talk to you about that a little bit. We don't even notice that, like, our body gets used to drama in our life, and we're creating more and more of it. And the solution is just like what I teach my clients sometimes. We just go a little bit to the past when they use hypnotherapy, or we just switch the focus. We just do certain things, I use certain tools where I get you out of this victimhood. And sometimes it's so easily how you can shift your focus. When you create the woman who you want to be and just play her for a little while at first. It's like a movie, like, you know, it really helped me a lot. It's like create the woman who you want to be. And always through the day play her role, like the people in Hollywood who prepare for their movie roles, right? It's amazing. It's a fun game. You can create yourself with whoever you are, and you just play that every day of your life. But that's for another video. Let's get back to digestion. So usually removing this stuff and healing that gut lining, oh my goodness. And a lot of times another thing I notice with my clients, like a lot of them, actually there are some species of bacteria, beneficial bacteria, that help us digest our food, help us extract all the vitamins, minerals, and leave the calories out. Calories, like you getting more calories out of wood if you lacking certain bacteria or have more of this bacteria. The thing is, people coming to me and they have so much of this like strep, staph, all of these opportunistic bacteria, but they have none of the beneficial. And you won't believe it, they taking probiotics for years. And I'm like, first of all, they're taking wrong probiotics, because probiotics is so tricky. It has to be the Lamborghini level, like I teach you, right? It has to be really, really good one, and it has to be the right strain for you. Don't just go, and if you have like SIBO, if you have fungus, if you have a lot of problems in that area, don't just go there to your friendly neighborhood store and buy any probiotics and think they're gonna help you. This is, again, they just wanna take money from you. Yeah, for the other shoe to drop or something to go wrong. And that's what I teach so much my clients. We change their whole like view of this life. We play totally different game, because everything I'm telling you here, all of this estrogen, liver, digestive, all of these things, they start our body just showing us the parasites when we're giving our power away. Estrogen dominance, when you're so toxic, something is toxic in your relationship. You don't like to get in bed with your husband, you don't understand him, he doesn't understand you, all of this stuff. Digestive things like your liver, like your gallbladder, it's all about you thinking like you're doing too much in your relationship, or you didn't find something in your life that you're enjoying to do. It's all coming from like your body is trying to protect you, your body is trying to compensate. Okay, so removing H. pylori, right type of testing, GI-MAP. Ladies, one time, every lady who respects herself should do GI-MAP testing to find what the heck is going on in her gut. And don't do just regular gut testing in the doctor's office, because they just check for other parasites, and even they can't even find the parasites sometimes, just not because you don't have them, just because they're hiding behind biofilm, and they have like the time when they go hatching and put their like little eggs and they hide again and all that stuff. But usually people don't have this like what you picture the parasite is, like a bunch of worms and stuff. Yeah, and those are pretty easy to get rid of, although it has to be a little bit of structure, because they do have like the eggs slowly and stuff. But yes, so the bacteria, and a lot of people don't even think about the bacteria is a lot worse for your body composition than any parasite. And for like some parasites actually are there because they're protecting your body from heavy metals, like friendly neighborhood parasites. But bacteria, yeah, those guys can create so much, like this methane gas, this sulfur gas, those gases that get trapped in your body, and those toxins, a lot of this stuff that goes through your body and blood and giving you like these thyroid problems and stuff. Okay, so that's digestive. Got to stop the war. And remember when I told you, sometimes when you have this insulin resistance, when you go on a very low carb diet, and you have this war going on, bacteria, parasites, or H. pylori in your body, your body's going to run a lot of cortisol, because cortisol helping your immune system to fight that war. And with cortisol, it comes insulin. And if you don't have carbs, it's going to chew your muscles. That's the prime example when people lose their muscle, pack fat, and they're on a very low carb diet, and it gets worse and worse and worse because they have this war going on in their body. And the simple solution is just to clear up all of that congestion, that war. Okay, another one is liver. Okay, the fifth type is liver. And it's just there is no testing really to find out what's going on with your liver, and a lot of times your digestive problems start with the liver, because when that bile is not flowing, good quality bile, a lot of times it gets thick, really thick. But if it's not flowing, if it's not washing away bacteria of your small intestine, that's how you accumulate that bacteria. That's how you accumulate those problems. And when you don't have enough bile, you don't have healthy sex hormones. So basically that estrogen, all of that stuff coming from that too. And liver is the one who activates your thyroid hormones, right? So T4 to T3. Liver is where you combine those minerals and you combine this with those hormones. Or another thing about minerals, when you have that word in your body, usually locking. The digestive issues, it's when you start locking minerals. And I do HTMA tests for it, hair train mineral analysis, and usually I see in people who have a lot of weight issues, it's calcium shells. Basically all of your calcium not going inside of your bones, it goes inside of your liver, it goes inside of your cells, cell membrane, calcifying the walls of your cell. So thyroid can get in, so your body thinking that you thyroid deficient and you start gaining weight, your estrogen can get in, a lot of the hormones, oh gosh, I can't get comfortable. So a lot of those things, right? And we call it in the medical industry, we call it in like hormone resistance. So none of your hormones can get inside of your cell. Insulin can get inside of your cells. So you're basically starving on the inside, and it signals to your brain, hey, she's starving, give her some cravings, she need to eat something. That's where you, or why is she starving? Is it winter coming? So we need to pack some weight, and it start packing weight, especially around your belly area, right? This is your liver, this is your adrenal, this is that cortisol in there. Okay, and liver. So a lot of, if it's calcium going the wrong way, if it's copper going the wrong way, so your liver get clogged, and you cannot lose weight if you have problems in your liver. If your liver is sluggish, your liver's job is picture this, that insulin that delivered glucose to your cells for energy, for your function, for your feeling good, then excess of that glucose, your liver takes that glucose and converts it to glycogen. And glycogen is basically your energy. When you don't eat, your liver takes that glycogen and converts it back to glucose, so you can function, so you could have energy, so you could have metabolism, so you could have the body you need. But when the liver is sluggish with that calcium, with that copper, with whatever is going on, yes, weight start packing my stomach and hips, that estrogen and liver and adrenals. So when this happens, when the liver cannot convert glycogen back to glucose for your energy, because it's very, very sluggish, it takes that glucose and converts to triglycerides, converts it to fat, that unhealthy fat, that again goes to your arteries, blocking your arteries, that high cholesterol goes up. And that's when you don't eat, it doesn't convert glycogen back to glucose, so you kind of like hangry. So notice, if you cannot go a long time without eating some food, without putting something like something sweet, or maybe it's even fruit or something in your body, if you get shaky or angry, your liver is screaming. Your liver is so starving for your attention, because it can convert glycogen back to glucose. You basically don't have energy in your liver. You don't have anything saved for you to survive if you don't eat. And that's when the body telling you to eat all the time. That's what the cravings come from. That's what and when the liver takes the glucose and converts it to fat, it accumulates around your liver, then around your organs, that visceral fat. Then you see it on your abdominal area. There are a ton of like I was one of them. I usually would, because of my liver, because I have hepatitis when I was a child, and because I think I was kind of like born with adrenal fatigue. My mom was really stressed when she was pregnant with me, and she was living in the area like north of Russia when she was like didn't have enough good nutrition and stuff. So I was So when she was pregnant with me, she was basically boring, like boro, right? Taking my cortisol. So she was basically living off of my adrenal glands when I was a baby. Some babies are born with adrenal fatigue. And when they're born with compromised adrenals, their liver gonna suffer. So a lot of babies, if you notice, like little kids, when they have really big belly, they might be even skinny yet, but they have really big bellies. That's problem with the liver. That's problem with the adrenals. And then they start accumulating fat more and more. It's like fat kids, they usually have problems with their adrenals and their liver right from the start, and they always hungry, kind of like, and they like have big, like you, like how much you can eat, come on, man. But they usually like that, you know, that visceral fat. This is the worst, because that visceral fat cells, they can produce their own toxic estrogen. Can you believe that? That's where this estrogen toxicity coming from. They can produce their own like fat cells around your liver and around your organs. They can like the adhesions. Nothing can move in your gut the way it's supposed to be. That's why with my clients I always use special exercises. It's not about diet, please understand me. The weight loss is not about that. We use special exercises, super simple, take you 5 minutes, but we deliver the blood flow, the oxygen back to your belly. A lot of times it's becoming so pressed with that fat that it's like your gut is basically even your womb, your ovaries get so pressed in there, and there is toxic sludge and there's fatty tissue, and it's becoming kind of like necrotic. It's dying on inside. So you basically have half of your colon, half of your small intestine dead. Blood's not going, food not going through that, and a lot of times have level 3 visceral fat. Yes, lady, you need to come to me when you get rid of that. But you can work on that. You can definitely, and it's not about diet. It's definitely not about that. So, so you need to mechanically, actually God is very lazy dude. You need to mechanically start jumping it, like jump starting it, and you need the blood flow again in your organs. Again, this fatty tissue, we need to shake it up, we need to remove it, right? But these fatty tissues that produce their own estrogen. The belly fat is the biggest producer of estrogen hormone. Not only your ovaries, your adrenals can produce estrogen, your fat cells can produce estrogen. And these fat cells, they actually can produce cortisol. Again, right? All of this stuff is like breaking down. If you have any problems with your hormones, you have digestive problems. You have problems in your abdominal cavity. Okay, so that's the gut. And the liver, right? Again, liver helps you to convert all of your hormones. Liver helps you to, that bile helps you to wash away, like Niagara Falls, wash away all of this bad bacteria out of your small intestine. And also it's, we need to revive your liver, remove all of the excess copper, remove all of the excess estrogen, give it a good, like I said, sometimes iodine protocol or special like copper removing protocol can let your liver breathe, and it start taking glycogen converted, or start taking glucose and converting into glycogen again instead of the fat. And that's how you start removing that fat, okay, out of your abdominal cavity. Super simple. It's not simple. It is simple for me, right? And if you follow everything I say, if you follow everything like that I teach you, it's actually, and when you take your body, when you start noticing your body, when you start telling your body, hey, I know you want the best for me. I know that you're not trying to punish me. We can do it. It's like everything gets into its place. Then, okay, that's about the liver. And the last type is adrenal, right? Adrenal, again, if you have war, and this is the worst messed up thing when you really pack weight and they tell you everything else is good and it's good with your hormones, they do the blood test, but they don't even know what's going on with the cortisol, because blood test cortisol is like bullshit, irrelevant. The saliva is better, the dried urinary test is better, but you need to see when the cortisol goes through your body, what happens. Sometimes it gets deactivated by your body, and that's when a lot of times infections like colds and flus, everything gets in your body really easily. Sometimes your body is getting so tired of cortisol running through it, that it's going to like slow down the production, and that's when you feel the worst. When you like, you know, when you get up really, when you change your position and you get a little bit dizzy, for example, if you sit down and you get up really fast, or you lay down and you get up, and if you're feeling dizzy, if you're feeling like blood rushes into you, or you're feeling like you're about to faint, this is the prime example that something going on with your adrenals, and you probably have that exhaustion, you probably have that miscommunication between your brain and adrenal. And remember, when this is going on, that's the belly fat. Belly fat is the adrenal, it's that cortisol problem. And this adrenal cortisol, you're going to love the list of my health issues. I'm a mess. We're all a mess, lady, because they should teach us that in school. They didn't tell us how to take care of ourselves, and now we're all mess. And that's what we're trying to come out of the victimhood, right? And we're trying to, together with me right now, to decide, no fucking more, excuse my language. I am going to get into the bottom of these issues. I'm not going to believe the people who are telling me everything is fine with me when I'm not freaking feeling fine. And I'm going to carry it like a one big business lady, putting our big girl panties on and take care of this problem. I promise you, you can do this. 100% you can do this. And you can do this so much, like come to me to work with me, get to my Facebook group, watch my live videos. The thing is, you can do it a lot faster than I did it. Great hair. Thank you, lady. Thank you. You can do it so much. I'm glad you like my hair. You can do it so much faster than I did. So belly fat, right? That war. So with adrenals, and again, remember when I told you, especially with adrenal type, forget about freaking gym and CrossFit exercises, and forget about low carb dieting, because the less carbs you eat when you have this stress, when you have this adrenal type of weight loss problem going on, it's usually come hand in hand. Liver, adrenals, liver, they are like two, they're like a pair. And then what your body is going to do if you're on a low carb diet and you have this adrenal problem, weight loss problem, it's going to go there and eat up your muscles. The less muscle you have in your body, the more fat you're going to pack, the more problems you're going to have in your body, the more abdominal cavity, like that necrosis is going to happen in your abdominal cavity, and it's going to like be dying on inside. Okay, so what we need to do, and again, with adrenals, especially with adrenals, that's when you like need to turn this ship around. With adrenals, like a lot of times, yes, you need more rest. Yes, you need to understand that your body needs healing. But even more, like a lot of people make mistake with that. Or you just need to heal. Okay, if I'm gonna go on a bed and start sleeping every day, it doesn't mean that my adrenals going to heal. Okay, what you need to do is two things. You need to like double, triple, quadruple intake of your minerals. But if you have any problems with your digestive tract, right, if the bacteria living there, if there is, you can't digest your proteins, or if there is biofilm in there, of course you're not going to absorb these minerals. So these doctors were saying, you know, you just need to eat good quality food and you got to be fine. Bullshit. Not nowadays anymore. We have different stomachs as a person who sit in front of computer for 6 hours. Right? As a person who eating totally different food right now, we have different stomach. And when we're so stressed nowadays, and I mean, to support my adrenals, I cannot drop my 2 kids and go lay down and sleep every day. And how do I still have energy to run around and do my business and still have baby teething and all that stuff? Because I triple, quadruple my intake of minerals. I do special mixes of mineral powders for myself. And these minerals, especially when you have the adrenal problems, you need more of vitamin A, you need more of B5. That can be such a big through. You need that alpha lipoic acid. You need special cocktails of very targeted minerals, vitamins, and herbs to revive your liver, to revive your adrenals. Double magnesium, double potassium, especially potassium, double, triple, like depending on what's going on in your test. Maybe a little bit of calcium, have to be careful with that. Definitely sodium. like, don't be afraid of salt. You can triple your salt, but of course that sea salt, the good quality salt, right? So those minerals, vitamin E, vitamin A, all of these have to be, do not think that just going to your friendly neighborhood health food store and buying like mineral what is that, complex in a bottle gonna help you. No, 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 no. You need to become that queen, my dear. You need to decide that you freaking deserve it. So do you want on-one consultations? Yes, I do. This is my biggest work, is actually one-on-one, because I do believe that you deserve it. This is what going to help you. When we're going to look at your body, when we're going to find which type are you, when we're going to go targeted, when we're going to use smart tools that are available for us nowadays, when we're not going to wait, like, because the diet, like how much you can cook, how much you can spend your time doing the dieting, inventing the new dishes, waiting for something. You need to be smart. You need to be modern woman. You need to be that Lamborghini. Remember I told you, are you a Lamborghini or Ford Pinto? You need to choose mechanics. Is Himalayan salt good? With Himalayan and Celtic salt, there is like some practitioners think that they have too much iron. So between the, I'm all about simplicity, good quality sea salt. If you can get Himalayan, yes, sure. Some people think that it's can be high on heavy metals and can be high on certain minerals that we don't need in abundance. But I think it's all bullshit too. I think Himalayan salt is good, and Celtic is good, and sea salt is good. Right now, that's important to choose the priorities, because when you start thinking about, oh, Alyssa said this and this and this, and I'm going to start healing everything, no, do not do this, because you're going to overwhelm your body, you're going to overwhelm yourself. The path to your ideal weight should be very structured. But we're big girls. We know that we need to use the best tools. Remember Lamborghini and Ford Pinto. Are you a crappy car or are you a Lamborghini? When I decided that I am a Lamborghini, everything in my life changed. My relationship, I tell them, hey, I'm not a crappy car. You cannot treat me like a crappy car. I'm a Lamborghini. Treat me as a Lamborghini. I set up my boundaries. That's going to be super helpful, especially with weight. Because with weight, what's going to help you drop 10 pounds like overnight, it's start telling the truth to yourself, and what's going to heal your adrenals. Start telling absolute truth to yourself, reevaluation of what's going on around you. Start telling the truth to other people, to your spouse, to your parents. You separate from your parents, you separate from your husband, but you love, respect yourself and them, and tell them, hey, I was Ford Pinto, you were treating me this way, and I was swallowing it, I was marinating, I was in my shower talking to myself, and how many times you're in your shower and like, oh, she told me this, and I would reply with this, but I didn't. None of that. When you decide that you have been battling low iron, vitamin D, do you think it has anything to do with adrenal fatigue? Yes. When your body is lowering vitamin D, it's doing it on purpose, because you have calcium shell usually. So with low iron, it's copper deficiency or copper toxicity that accumulated in your liver. With vitamin D, it's just all your calcium going to your brain and your liver instead of your bones. And your body is like, hey, what's going on? We don't need to do that. And it's lowering your vitamin D, so you would absorb less calcium. So doing the HTMA, doing your mineral balance and clearing up those pathways, it's going to help your problems with vitamin D. More vitamin D is not going to do anything. It's you, like if you have this vitamin D because of your calcium shell and you're putting more vitamin D in your body, it's like literally like fighting your own body. So yes, with adrenal, you need to stop the war inside of your gut. You need to free your liver, and you need to minerals, right? And just when they tell you with adrenal fatigue, what you need to do is just rest. Well, just sitting on your sofa watching Netflix not gonna heal your adrenals. Minerals will. Stopping the war inside of your body and inside of your relationship will. So the last thing, this is the 6 types, and I promise you, when you find your type and you start getting a little bit deeper, layer deeper, and you get to the core, when you get to the core of your issue, when you find the practitioner who's going to help you to get to the core of your issues, then at first it's look a little bit complicated. But when you have a structure, when you have somebody who understands your body, who's been through that, who willing to look at what's going on with you, with your particular Lamborghini, who willing to use those tools when you let yourself to be free, to be pretty. A lot of times we're just not letting ourselves to be pretty, because that's what other people, right from the start, our parents tell us, what are you, a queen? Stop behaving like this, stop doing this. People looking at us, we forget how to use our emotions. So instead of having anger when we're angry, instead of being who we are, we have shame, we have guilt all the time, and we just little girls who don't know how to live this life. That's where all this weight and adrenal other issues coming from. When you start speaking the truth, when you tell people how they should treat you, when you separate yourself, your happiness from your mom happiness, your husband happiness, your kids happiness, when you treat yourself, I call that Lamborghini feeling, the way you deserve, and I can help with that. You know, my clients will go through this. When you give that love to that little girl that you left, when you betrayed it, when she was 6, 8, whatever, when you had maybe sexual abuse, or when you didn't agree with your mom, but you swallowed it, when you stop being yourself, when you come back to that, weight is not going to be an issue. None of that. I promise you that. So what we need to do is come out of that victimhood, right? So one of these, if you want to work one-on-one with me, if you just want to talk to me and see, like, I don't bite, you can just reach out to me and you talk to me. You can get to my Facebook group. Again, get to my Facebook group. We're going to do so much in that Facebook group. It's new one. I'm starting in new. I'm starting in fresh. The only condition when you get in there, you have to be active, right? When you get in there, I give so much things. We're going to rewire your brain. We're going to rewire your body, everything. It's going to be priceless. So get into my Facebook group. If you are ready, if you're like, heck yeah, I'm this one of a car, Lamborghini, that precious, who deserves the best mechanic, the best tools, the best fuel, come to me. Work one-on-one is priceless. Because I dedicate all my effort, like all my knowledge. I give you, what's your Facebook name? Alyssa Wilson. You can actually become my friend. I really like. Here's my name. So when you become the friend with your own body, when you clear that war up, you don't need to be dieting. Right now, I can eat one pastry a day and I'm going to be fine. I promise you that. It's not what I eat every day, but I know this is nothing. My body knows I love it. My body knows I'm his best friend. And it didn't happen a long time, but it is happening big time right now. My body knows that I'm like, I got its back. So the pastry I ate in the whole day when I was busy with my kids, it's like, girl, I got you. That's nothing. That's how we should be. That's how we used to be when we were traveling long distances with our, like, we could eat a couple berries today, the whole month after yesterday, like tomorrow, and we'll be fine. All of this hang up about dieting, structure, about all of this, I'll be sure to join, sure, about structure. Lucila, right? Yeah, welcome. Come on, girls. We can do this. All of these things they told us, we need to cook. We need to do lots of fiber here. We need to do this. Bullshit. Our body is so resilient. It can do whatever we need it to do. It can help us so much as long as it knows you got its back. As long as it feels love from you. As long as it knows that you removed all of this nonsense, that you're speaking the truth, that you choose your body over anybody's opinion, over anybody's, like, whatever they have over you. Bullshit. Right from the start, when we're little girls, they give us their values. You need to hug the people if they tell you to hug people. You need to bring good grades. You need to be a good girl. They tell you how you should be when you're a good wife, when you're a good mother. Bullshit. Okay, you don't need none of this. That's why you suffer. That's why you have bacteria. That's why we have adrenal. This is the main weight loss problem. These adrenals, and adrenals go down because we don't live in truth anymore, because we live by other people's values, because we have a war inside of our body, because we don't, even if we're trying like to help our body, we're doing from the point of, oh, scarcity, you have to do this diet, you have to do like, you have to get on keto, you have to go vegan, you have to like go like, oh my goodness, and your body's like, goodness gracious, and she's thinking that she's loving me right now when she's hating what she's eating, she's hating this diet, she's doing what she really like, and she thinks that the best solution is like wine and pizza at the end of the day, or eating salads all day long. Do you see how it's all messed up? This is not what your body wants. It doesn't want any diet. It's like it wants fun. It wants to understand. Too much people pleasing. Yes, but at the same time, you don't have to be like this queen from Alice in the Wonderworld. Hey, everybody, like I am a new queen right now. I'm a Lamborghini right now, so piss off everybody. I'm gonna like behead everybody. No, the queen, the Lamborghini, it's rare, it's graceful, it's loving. When you love people, you love yourself unconditionally. And I know this term is like becoming so trashy nowadays. Everybody heard about loving yourself unconditionally, but how to do it, I'll tell you in my Facebook group. But when you start loving other people unconditionally, the whole world is going to show you. You become so another one. I tell you what, and we're gonna wrap it up for today. The symptom of you being in your victim is a body killer. When you in your victim, when you come out of your victim and you become a warrior and becoming balanced, yes. And when you're becoming a warrior, I agree. When you're becoming a warrior, that's when you know what to do with your own body. But symptoms are clues that you're stuck in your victim, which is body killer. It's codependent, catastrophize, overweight, or maybe underweight sometimes. I told you, skinny people are not necessarily healthy. Accident prone, always is easily sick, physically weak. Spaces, houses, things, always getting lost, dropped, broken, ruined, always in physical crisis. Someone close is always in crisis, surrounded by drama or crisis, alone, lonely, passive aggressive, empathic. Oh gosh, those empaths that want to save you all the time, just piss off. Makes excuses for empathy. I'm just wired this way. Afraid of consequences. Consequences? But it's pronouncing it. When people close to you are in crisis, you're in crisis. When their life is a mess, your life is a mess. Like when they suffer, you suffer. Yeah, empaths. Less empathic. Baby will help you to heal your body. And we're becoming so proud when we're empaths that we just, like, other people don't need us and we want to help them. Like all these activists, like, do not save me. That's fine. Their life is a mess and yours suddenly is peaceful. That's one. All this drama, feels taken advantage of, feels overwhelmed, feels afraid regarding physical safety, feels grief. You're in your victim. Stop saving people. Stop letting them abusing you. Stop, like, you close your Lamborghini. Close the door for people walking in your nice, fresh, fancy, interior designed Lamborghini with their dirty feet, okay? And don't get into theirs. Okay, some questions again. Why me? What if? Why am I always alone? I never get what I want. I can never get a break. When will it end? I have to do it alone. I give up. Look what they did. This is overwhelming. Watch your language. A lot of times we program ourselves like that. And I have a very good trick for you. Decide what kind of woman you are. Put it on a piece of paper and play her. If you're a businesswoman, if you're like brilliant, if like, I don't know, you can be a CIA agent and play this game. You can be a goddess, secret goddess with a mission on this planet. Play this game, like create you a Hollywood role and play it. It's so much fun. It's just a lot I need to, I can teach you in other videos, but today we were talking about 6 types of weight loss. If you want to work with me, welcome. We can really get to the bottom of it, and it's not about dieting, my dears. If you want to get to my Facebook group, please don't hesitate. It's going to be a lot of good stuff in there. Okay, and I'm gonna go to my family right now, and yeah, if you're empath, I am empath too, and it's hard, and there's you really need to get to my Facebook group, because there is some things you can do about that that gonna set you free in your life. Okay, my dears, love you bunches, and please, in Instagram, go there, and if you comment under my posts, don't forget to do that. First, it tells me that you care. Then when you care, I care a lot more. And then second one, it's always helping for me to actually share with you, so you could see my posts. If you read them, if you don't comment, if you don't like, Instagram is not gonna show them to you. Okay, love you. If you need help, always reach out to me. Join my Facebook. You can ask to become my friend on the Facebook. You can join my Facebook group. It's gonna be a lot of, like, the whole August to September, it's all gonna be getting you in your ideal body. I promise you, you can do that really fast. Okay, bye bye.